Well, good morning. I'm Jaginder Rana. The topic for our discussion today is right to information. Right to information. The Right to Information Act, a pillar of transparency and accountability, which is a landmark legislation that has empowered citizens to seek information from public authorities, making governance more transparent and accountable. Enacted in India in 2005, the RTI Act has enabled citizens to actively participate in the democratic process by providing them with access to government records, decisions, and actions. RTI Act came into force on 15th June 2005 and last amended in May 2021. The Act consists of 31 sections and 2 schedules. The major purpose of the Right to Information Act is to empower citizens, promote openness and accountability in government operations, combat corruption, and ensure that our democracy actually works for the people. It goes without saying that an informed citizen is better positioned to maintain track of governance instruments and hold the government accountable to the governed. So the Act is an important step towards enlightening individuals about the government's actions. Now, what is RTI? The right to information is a legal process that enables citizens to obtain information from government agencies or public entities. It is intended to improve transparency and accountability in government operations by granting citizens the right to request information regarding the activities, decisions, and processes of government agencies. The historical background of this right is the right to access information has long been recognized as a fundamental aspect of participatory democracy. This right is defined under Article 19(1) of the Indian Constitution. In India, the journey towards the RTI Act began in the case called Raj Narayan versus State of Uttar Pradesh 1975 AIR 87865. The Supreme Court decided that the freedom to information is a fundamental right under Article 19. The Supreme Court ruled that in an Indian democracy, the people are the masters and have the right to know how the government operates. In another case, Prabhu Dutt versus Union of India 1982 AIR Supreme Court 6, the Supreme Court held that right to know news and information regarding administration of the government included in the freedom of press and under Article 19 of the Constitution. In the case called Secretary General Supreme Court of India versus Subhash Chandra Agrawal 2010 AIR Delhi 159 FV, the High Court of Delhi held that the source of right to information does not emanate from Right to Information Act. It is the right emerges from constitutional guarantee under Article 19(1) as held by the Supreme Court in Canada in a catena of decisions. So the Right to Information Act is not the repository of the right to information. Its repository is the constitutional right guaranteed under Article 19(1)(a). In the early 1990s, with various grassroots movements demanding transparency in government dealings, the RTI Act starts taking its shape. The Mazdoor Kisan Shakti Sangathan played a crucial role in advocating for the people's right to know. After years of activism and dialogue, the Indian government passed the RTI Act in 2005. So what are the essentials required to file the RTI? The essential requirements of an application are the applicant should be a citizen of India, particulars of information short, payment of application fee and address of the applicant. The provisions of the RTI Act 2005 says that the RTI Act enables any citizens to request information from a public authority which is required to provide the requested information within 30 days. Some of the key features include right to access information, Section 3. Citizens can access records, documents, emails, reports, advice, memos, and file noting. Then transparency in governance. The government bodies are obliged to proactively disclose certain categories of information without the need for formal request. The public information officers, each government department appoints a PIO, that is Public Information Officer, responsible for handling RTI applications, Section 5. Appeal mechanism, Section 19. If a request is denied, citizens can appeal to higher authorities and eventually the Central Information Commission or State Information Commission. And with transparency in governance, government bodies are obliged to proactively disclose certain categories of information without the need for formal request. And public information officers, each government department appoints a PIO responsible for handling RTI application. And this the appeal mechanism. If a request is denied, citizens can appeal to higher authorities and eventually the Central Information Commission or State Information Commissions. So what is third-party information? The third-party information refers to any information relating to or provided by a third party. This may include a variety of records, such as personal information about an individual or commercial information about an entity. Protection of personal information, particularly that of a third party, is a crucial privilege that should not be taken lightly or devalued. Section 11. The RTI plays a vital role in enhancing transparency and curbing corruption in the government. Some of its key impacts include the citizen empowerment. RTI empowers ordinary citizens to hold public authorities accountable. It has been used to express corrupt practices and inefficiencies. Second, good governance. The Act ensures that governance becomes participatory and that citizens have the information needed to engage in public decision making. Third, social justice. The marginalized sections of the society can use RTI to access benefits, services, and resources that might otherwise be denied to them. And transparency. The Act helps to maintain the transparency on the actions taken by the government. And then accountability. It also ensures the accountability of the officials or any other person if there is any wrong or negligence happening from their side. The Right to Information Act 2005 in India has undergone significant amendments since its inception. One of the most notable changes was made in 2019, which altered the key provisions concerning the tenure, salary, and powers of information commissioners at both the central and state levels. And the key amendment to the RTI Act includes terms of office of information commissioners. Under the original 2005 Act, the Chief Information Commissioner and Information Commissioners at both central and state levels held office for a fixed term of 5 years or until they reached the age of 65 years, whichever was earlier. The 2019 amendment removed the fixed tenure of 5 years. Now the central government has the authority to prescribe the term of office for the CIC and ICs. Then salaries and allowances of information commissioners. Under the original Act, the salaries, allowances, and other conditions of services of the CICs were equivalent to that of the Chief Election Commissioner, and for the ICs they were equivalent to those of the election commissioners. But the 2019 amendment gave the central government the power to determine the salaries, allowances, and other terms of services for the CICs and ICs at both the central and state levels. And power to decide other terms. The amendment also allows the government to define the rules or other service conditions of the CICs and ICs, effectively giving more control to the executive branch over these positions. A criticism and concerns of the amendment above: independence and authority. Critics argue that giving the central government control over the tenure and salaries of information commissioners could undermine the independence which is essential for them to function without political interference. The dilution of the Act, many activities Many activists believe that these changes dilute the original spirit of the RTI Act, which was intended to empower citizens by creating independent bodies, CICs and ICs, to hold public authorities accountable. Then government's justification. The central government justified the amendments by stating that the RTI Act 2005 created a situation where the information commissioners had salaries and terms equivalent to constitutional authorities like the Election Commission. Since the RTI is a statutory law, not a constitutional provision, the government argued that this equivalence was unnecessary. So the RTI, or Right to Information Act of 2005, does not provide a precise format for an RTI application. The application may be handwritten or printed. There are two methods by which the person can file an RTI application. One, filing RTI offline through post or in person. The application can be handwritten or typed, and it can be in English, Hindi, or official language of the region. It must include the name, content, details, address, and the details of the information you are seeking. Second, filing RTI online. The Government of India has made it easier to file an RTI application online, particularly for matters related to central government departments. Now, RTI through Jan सूचना portal, state-specific initiatives. Some states in India have launched their own online platform to handle RTI applications, such as Rajasthan Jan सूचना portal, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, and others have similar portals. These portals work similar to the central government's RTI online portal, but are specific to state governments. Please note, under the RTI Act, public authorities are required to respond to an RTI request within 30 days of its receipt. In case involving life or liberty, the response time is reduced to 48 hours. As outlined in Section 7, however, not all information is meant to be disclosed to the general public. Section 8 of the Act provides specific exemptions such as matters related to national security, personal privacy, and other sensitive issues, ensuring a balance between transparency and confidentiality. For the Right to Information Act 2005, Section 9 defines the grounds for the rejection to access certain cases. Without prejudice to the provisions of Section 8, a central public information officer or a state public information officer, as the case may reject a request for information where such a request for providing access would involve an infringement of copyright subsisting in a person other than the states. So let's understand the process of filing the RTI. That is very simple, and step by step one can file. Now the most important aspect is right to information as right to deny information. The context is the Right to Information Act was hailed as a revolutionary step towards transparency and accountability in governance. However, over the years, the effectiveness of the RTI Act has been undermined, leading to a concern that it has transformed from a tool for transparency into a right to deny information. About the Right to Information Act 2005, the RTI Act recognized citizens as rightful owners of the government information and aimed to restore the concept of Swaraj, that is self-rule. It empowers citizens to seek information from public authorities, ensuring transparency and accountability in governance. It provides a legal framework for individuals to access information related to government decisions, policies, and operations. But denial of information under RTI. The RTI Act mandates that government agencies must disclose information unless it falls under specific exemptions listed in Section 8 and Section 9 of the Act. So while these exemptions are necessary, they have increasingly been misused to withhold information that should otherwise be made public. These includes National Security and Sovereignty Section 8A, 81A. The information that could affect India's national security, strategic interest, or relations with foreign countries. And Personal Data and Privacy Section 81J. Information that invades or individual's privacy without serving public interest. Non-preliminary privilege and cabinet papers, Section 81I. Internal deliberations, discussions, and unpublished cabinet papers. Commercial confidence and trade secret, Sections 81D. Information that affects competitive business interests. And ongoing investigations and law enforcement, Section 81H. For the information that could obstruct investigations or trials. So what is the reality? How RTI is denied? Vague and arbitrary exemptions. Government officials often misuse Section 8 to reject applications without clear justification. Information unrelated to security or trade secret is still denied under vague excuses. So delay and resistance from bureaucracy. RTI Act mandates a 30 days response time, but authorities often delay responses indefinitely. Many information commissioners, often retired bureaucrats, were reluctant to empower citizens and viewed their role as post-retirement sinecures. Some public information officers ignore applications or provide incomplete information. Then weak enforcement of penal provisions. The RTI Act includes provisions for penalizing officers who deny information. However, many commissioners hesitate to impose penalties, leading to a lack of accountability. The misuse of third-party clause. Authorities reject RTI requests citing third-party confidentiality even when public interest is involved. Amendment of weakening RTI Act 2019. It gave the government power to fix the tenure and salary of the CIC and SICs, reducing their independence, encouraging reelection by the PMO and key ministers. Reports suggest that the Prime Minister's office and other critical ministries have increased RTI rejections in recent years. And harassment and intimidation of RTI activists. Over 100 RTI activists have been attacked or killed for exposing corruptions, discouraging citizens from using RTI. As far as case studies, how information is denied. Electoral bonds and political funding. RTI applications seeking detail on electoral bonds were denied under national interest despite concerns over political funding opacity. COVID-19 data. During the pandemic, RTI is requesting details about vaccine procurement, pricing and expenditure were rejected under commercial confidence. Judiciary and RTI. The Supreme Court initially resisted coming under RTI and later selectively disclosed information. The Supreme Court's 2011 ruling emphasized that Section 8 exemptions should not undermine the right to information, but it also warned against using RTI as a tool for obstruction or intimidation. Then Pegasus spyware investigation. RTI requests about the use of Pegasus spyware for surveillance were denied under national security claims. Way forward, how to strengthen RTI, stricter penalties and wrongful denial. Officials who misuse exemptions should face penalties. Time-bound appeals and accountability. Cases should be resolved within 60 days to prevent indefinite delays. Whistleblower protection. RTI activists should now have legal protection against threats. Independent RTI bodies, information commissioners, should be free from political control. Public awareness and digital RTI. More citizens should be trained to file RTIs effectively. So the transformation of the RTI Act from a tool for transparency to a right to deny information is a concerning development. Thank you. Thank you very much.